Hello world, I'm an average Joe and I play games. And it has been forever since we've done a Destiny video, hasn't it? Well, so here we are, and I want to do a new little series here because there's kind of I'm stuck on something. There's kind of a content gap between House of Wolves and the Taken King. So, wanted to try out a new little mini series. So, I'm going to just head over here to the gunsmith. And what I'm going to do is a series called Is It Worth Reforging? So I'm going to, every episode, I'm going to take a weapon. Today we're going to do the low grade humility sniper rifle, and I'm going to do 5 reforges of it live, and we'll take a look at the perks that we get and talk about whether or not it is worth keeping or worth reforging. So, all right, let's go ahead. Make sure that I have motes of light in my inventory. Yes, I do. Do I have enough cash to do it? I should. And do I have the weapon parts? I should have checked all that before I got started. I think that'll be enough. All right, let's get started. All right. So let's go ahead and do the first reforge. Reforge number 1. Let's check out this bad boy. All right, so first up, it is a solar damage weapon. So solar snipers are pretty good. It's one of the two useful elements on a sniper rifle because you will be able to snipe wizards, which you don't want to get close to wizards, and you will be able to snipe centurions, and you don't want to get close to them either. Both of those have solar shields, so that is a good element to have on your sniper rifle. I'm not a big fan of the very long distance scopes. I don't think that they do much. So we're looking for the low and the mid zoom scopes. Both of these are pretty good scopes. I like both of those. So scope wise, this is a pretty decent roll so far. So precision kills with this weapon dramatically increase reload speed. Now in the tier 1 slot for sniper rifles, the perks are relatively lackluster. So Outlaw is one of the better perks to get in Tier 1 for sniper rifles. And with sniper rifles, Outlaw works out pretty well because you're going to be getting precision kills with it more often than not. So let's look at Tier 2. We got skip jacket rounds, we got custom optics, and we got reinforced barrel. So I'm not crazy about any of these perks. If we kept this, I would probably precision glass for better zoom. Again, I'm not crazy about the long distance scopes, so the custom optics is not that useful. And for the same reason, I'm not crazy about reinforced barrel because you just don't have very long sight lines in PvP or PvE to need that maxed out range. So if we kept this, I would stick with the skip jacket rounds, but there's better things that you can get in your tier 2 slot. And unflinching, community is kind of mixed on whether unflinching is good or not. Overall, I think that there's better things in the tier 3 slot that you can have. So this is not one that I would keep. So let's go ahead and reforge it and see what we get. Reforge number 2 coming up. All right, big money, big money, big money, big money. All right, so we got arc damage. So arc damage is the other good element to have on a sniper rifle because you can take out enemy knights. And particularly with Taken King being high focused, you want to bring, well, I guess there's taken enemies that are based on the hive, so I'm assuming that we'll face a knight or two, and so having that arc damage is good against knights. Is also good against fallen captains, so it's good in well, snipers aren't that great in Prison of Elders, but if they were, you could use it in Prison of Elders. So this one, you only really have one good option. We have 2 long-range scopes and then the ambush SLH-25. That one is not bad. So spray and play increases the reload speed of this weapon when the magazine is empty. This is the other good tier 1 perk that you want to go for. Outlaw's good and spray and play is good. I like spray and play a little bit better because with the low number of rounds in the magazine for the low grade humility, you will be shooting through 4 rounds pretty quickly. And so you don't have to worry about getting a precision kill or a precision shot in order to trigger the outlaw. This works all the time as long as your magazine is empty, so spray and play is perfect in this slot. So let's look again. So we have a skip jacket rounds, single point sling, and injection mold. So of these three, I actually like injection mold because I like high stability sniper rifles. You're not really giving up that much with the loss in range. If you don't have Praetor's Revenge, this would actually be a pretty good sniper rifle in PvP to have that kind of a type of feel where you can get 2 quick shots with the high stability, and you don't really have to worry about going for headshots. You can just get off 2 quick body shots um, pretty easily. You just kind of aim for the groin area, and then as you shoot, just do a quick double tap, and the natural recoil of the weapon will be vertical, and so you'll get a kind of a groin shot and a chest shot and take them out very quickly. And sometimes that's easier than going for a headshot. So let's look at tier 3. We have Grenadier. This is actually a really solid sniper rifle. If I was not doing this series where I'm doing 5 reforges in a roll, 5 reforges in a row rather, this would be a perfect roll on a sniper rifle. This is the type of sniper rifle that I like. Having the spray and play, having the injection mold, having the Grenadier, you have a very stable weapon platform with a useful element, and you're going to have more grenade uptime. This is a very solid roll. But let's go ahead. So that is a keep. Let's go ahead and reforge it. Reforge number 3. Remember, we're doing 5 reforges in a row, seeing what we get. All right, big money, big money, big money. All right, we're up. Void damage. I'm not crazy about void damage. The only enemies that really have void shields of note are the Minotaurs or the Praetorians, and they tend to charge you. So I like having a void fusion rifle or a void damage shotgun against Minotaurs. The only time that this really comes in handy to have a void damage sniper rifle is when you're playing on the Nexus strike and you're setting up in the cheese spot and you're sniping the Minotaurs before you activate the Nexus. So that's really the only time that I ever use a void damage sniper rifle. So again, I'm not crazy about the long range scopes, but the Taxis SLS 15 is pretty good. Mulligan, missing shots, a chance to return ammo directly to the magazine. I'm not crazy about this perk because you have in theory, you have fewer rounds in the magazine, so anything that gives you extra ammo is good, but you don't want to be missing shots with your sniper rifle. If you miss a shot, that is a net loss for you. Getting an extra bullet into your chamber is not going to make up for the loss of damage from missing a sniper shot. So I like to have things that improve my ability to get shots on target rather than mitigate the loss of missing a shot. So looking at the tier 2, so we have snapshot, single point sling, and injection mold. Again, I like injection mold. I also like snapshot. Anything that lets you aim faster is definitely helpful, particularly in PvP. In the Crucible, every millisecond counts, particularly in something like Iron Banner, which is a laggy mess. So you want to be as quick as possible. So I like snapshot on a PvP sniper rifle. PvE, it's not as important to me. And then shoot to loot is garbage. This is definitely not a keeper of a sniper rifle. Let's do another reroll. So this will be reroll number 4. There we go. All right, so let's see. Big money, big money, big money. All right, again, we're arc. That is a good element. We have a couple of different options. We have the ambush and the short gaze, so that is good on our scopes. Hidden hand, better target acquisition. So better target acquisition is basically how Don't flame me here. I'm not an expert on targeted acquisition. I know Planet Destiny has done a couple of videos and articles on this. Go check them out. They're more experts than I am. But as I understand it, this is how sticky your sight is when you drag it over an enemy. So anything that improves target acquisition will be helpful. Again, I think this is more of a PvP focused perk than it is on PvE. I don't have a ton of trouble getting accurate shots on PvE enemies because the AI is fairly predictable once you played this game as much as I have. But enemy, human-based opponents, they're always going to be unpredictable. So having that better target acquisition is better on a Crucible sniper. Let's look at the tier 2. We have Skip Jacket, Custom, Optics, and Hand-Laid Stock. So I like Hand-Laid Stock better than the Injection Mold because you can see you get a tremendous boost to your stability, even more than the Injection Mold on the couple of previous rolls. So this is so far shaping up to be a pretty good PvP sniper. Let's look at our last one. Replenish is kind of weak. So it fills your magazine whenever you cast a super. This is really going to be dependent on what type of class you run. For hunters, replenish is garbage because as a hunter, you activate Blade Dancer, you're not going to be using your sniper rifle. When you activate Golden Gun, you're not going to be using your sniper rifle. So what does it matter that you refilled your sniper rifle magazine? For Titans, for your Fist of Havoc, you're a lot of the time you're activating Fist of Havoc in reaction to something. And so, somebody walks around the corner with a rocket launcher, or you see a Blade Dancer, or a Golden Gun, or somebody using Radiance, and then you activate your Fist of Havoc to take them out. So you're not planning on using your Fist of Havoc like you would some of the other supers. If you're running a Defender Titan, maybe, but again, you're gaining 2 seconds on the reload, 3 seconds at most on the reload. So this, even in the optimal scenario where you shoot through, 3 rounds of your magazine, you have 1 round left, and you activate a super to refill your mag. I'll stop complaining about how bad of a perk replenish is. It's horrible for guns for hunters, gunslingers, and blade dancers. It's only slightly worse for the other classes. Would I keep this weapon even with this bad perk? Probably not. It's not give. I love the high stability. I would try to go for hand laid stock on a different roll, to be honest with you, but this is more of a judgment call. All right, let's do our fifth and final re-roll. Big money, big money, big money, big money. All right, let's check out this bad boy. All right, again, arc is good. We have a really good selection of sights here. I like having a lot of different selections of sights. So we have the Hawkeye, the Longview, and the Texas. You'll be able to pick which one of these you are more comfortable with. Outlaw is good, Skip Jacket, high caliber rounds, and rifled barrel. Again, I'm not crazy about rifled barrel. I would much rather give up speed on the reload to get range than I would stability to get range. But at the end of the day, this is only a 4-round sniper, so I don't want to reduce my reload by any because I will be reloading a ton. And again, range is not terribly useful. So it's a toss-up between skip jacket and high caliber rounds, what I would use in this tier. It's really up to you what you're more comfortable with. I'd probably run skip jacket because it lets you carry more rounds in reserve. High caliber rounds, there's angry is on so many times on so much of the high level content that you're not going to stagger enemies very often. So I would use the skip jacket rounds here. And surplus, expect to find more ammo for this weapon. So I haven't done a lot of testing with surplus to know, if it gives you additional rounds in PvP. Which is that's a good point. I should do a video on that. If it does, then this one might be fairly useful in in that regard, having extra ammo, given that they nerfed the ammo for secondaries in PvP. But in PvE, I don't have a terribly hard time finding green boxes of ammo, and I can always pop an ammo synthesis. So I'm not crazy on the surplus perk. Again, I love these scopes. I love Outlaw, but I don't think that this is a keeper. I think that you can get better rolls. My ideal roll on the low grade humility was that second one. Really, the only thing that we could have gotten better on that roll was a little bit more stability, but that's at least I think it was the second roll. That second roll with a grenadier and spray and play and injection mold, that was an ideal roll that I will be going for on my sniper rifle, low grade humility. Let me know, comment section below, what is your perfect roll for the low grade humility. Let me know what weapon class or what specific weapon you would like to see me do next on Is This Worth Reforging? And subscribe, follow me on Twitter, do all of that good stuff, and we will see you in the next game.